Hi everyone. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than what I usually do. I've already done the unboxing of the paper pumpkin kit for June 2021 called Expressions in Color, and I did the 3 cards made as intended. I have pre-prepped lots of cards for alternatives, and that's what we're going to do today. Usually I just do the video and don't share me putting them together, but I'm going to do that with you. So just to let you know, what I have left is the negatives for this. I have the negative for this, which I used it, and I'll show you that. And then I have the strips from some of the card bases. I have 1.5 in the bumblebee and some little bits off the bumblebee, and I have 3 of these smaller labels that came out of here, but we might end up using them yet. I'm not sure, so let me put that aside and let's get started. So I kind of did this in colors. If you remember, there was a green, a purple / pink, and a yellow, so we're going to do them in that order. Okay, so here's the first one. These were some of the punch outs, right? All of these. This is one of the card bases that I cut the seam off, and I ran it through the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. This is a piece of Whisper White. So let me give you the measurements on these. So this is 3.5 by 5. This is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So we're just going to do it to have a border like that. And I just wanted it to pop off the card, and then, oops, I have my second one under here. And then this is an Evening Evergreen card base. Now I'm not going to do the insides right now. I'm just going to do the outside, but I'll stamp on the insides of the cards as well as the envelopes. I didn't cut up any envelopes, so I still have them left too. So I have 4 large envelopes and 2 small. Now because this is textured, I want to use wet glue. You can use your glue dots or a tape runner if you so choose. And I want to line that up so that it's sort of straight, hopefully straight. And there we go. I'm going to let that dry for a minute, get the glue off my fingers, and then glue it down to the card base, because I'm not going to put twine around this one or anything. I still have some of the twine left, but we're going to use some of it throughout this process as well as some other items. Alright, so the Evening Evergreen with the Evening Evergreen, and just yeah, now we're going to use glue dots. I am going to use my own. I still have some of the others left, but it's just easier for me to do this. So we're just going to use a glue dot here, right about in the center. Then I'm going to use the green one. And you'll see on another card going forward that I actually split these up a little bit and use the remaining 3 pieces, because there were only 3 sets of these, right? So I used the remaining 3, 2 on one card and 1 on another. And we're gonna, oops, I got that sticking on there. There we go. And then we're gonna stamp on here. And let's see, we can either use You Are Amazing or thanks. I think we'll use You Are Amazing, and we will use Evening Evergreen. So this is pretty similar, except they had put it on the bumblebee card with the vellum underneath, and I did not do that. Now you could also use one of the colors in these cut aparts if you wanted to, instead of the Evening Evergreen. You could use any of these colors, the Fresh Freesia, the Polished Pink, Evening, or you could even use Soft Succulent. And I'm going to use glue dots. for this. Actually, I have one left on here, a piece of one, so I'm going to use that first. And let's see, we'll put it this way. And I'm going to go ahead and put some up here. I hope I'm in frame. So this is a little bit different way. I hope you enjoy this way, but it is going to be a little while because it's I have a lot of pre-prepped alternatives. And then we can use some of the bling that came in the kit as well for this one. Oops, I don't want to use that. I'm going to use the other pokey. This pokey. Alright. So we'll put one up here. I might not use quite so many as they did on theirs, because I want to make sure I have some enough. There we go. Now you could also use, if you ran out of these, you could use the in color gems, which we are going to use later on a card. So that is card number 1. Let me put this aside over here. And card number 2, I did a similar thing with the white. Again, this is one of the card bases, but I ran it through the thanks, hello, and thanks. Let me see if I can find it here. I have it on a stack of stuff. Here it is. The everything's falling, sorry. The thanks and hello embossing folders, and I used the thanks here. So we're going to glue it the way we did the other one, and then we're going to use the vellum thanks and use many thanks. Okay, so let us glue that down. So these are pretty simple, but I did get out of the green. So basically this used one card base, these 2 cards, out of the 2 remaining in Evening Evergreen. It used one of the card bases. I just like that little bit of white. You don't have to use a whole piece of cardstock. You could just put a little strip if you have extra strips of white, which, you know, I do, and I didn't even, oops, didn't even think of that till just now. Alright, so this card is going to be a horizontal card this way, obviously, and there's a thanks right there, but I thought it'd be cool to have the thanks in the background. Now we're going to use glue dots to put this on, and let's see. Now we're not going to be, well, we could hide it. We can use a little evergreen bow right here, which I think they put for everything down here, but we'll put a bow there instead. But so we will do it similar way by just having 3 glue dots down here at the bottom. Let's see, where do I want the other one? Maybe over closer to this. Yeah, no, we'll put it at the A. We'll put it on this 3rd part of this A. Okay. And let's see. I sort of don't want to cover up that other things. Put it right there. Now let's stamp many. Let me find my many because I've been using these. Okay, here we go. And Evening Evergreen ink. Let me put this embossing folder away. It's in my way. I think I've been using these ink pads so much, I think I'm gonna have to, you know what, that's a little too crooked for me. I'm gonna try and get a little straighter for you. Much better. Alright, these 2 have to be cleaned. And let's use mini dimensionals, which did not come in the kit, to put this on. And actually, I'm going to add another glue dot under the bottom of this T. I actually found that I do have some vellum glue glue runner, tape runner, but we'll use that later. Let me see which one of these was right. That's the good side. So we're going to use 3 mini dimensionals, and if I can get the little backs off, there we go. And we're going to put that right here. I'm going to put it a little over this way because I want most of Danka to show also. And then I think we'll use the bling from the kit again. And let's see, we'll put one here. Could put one right on this glue dot so it doesn't show as much. And let's see, let's put one here. Okay, now let's get some twine, and we'll tie a bow right here to cover up a couple of those glue dots I see showing through. So if you have the vellum glue, you might want to consider using it. Stampin' Up does not sell that. I have found mine at scrapbook.com, but I'm sure that other places probably sell it too. Now you just roll your glue dot up a little bit so it doesn't stick out from behind your twine much. And we're going to put it right in the middle of that. Thanks. Yeah. And trim this one a little bit. Okay, there we go. That is card number 2. So not bad, right? And pretty easy still. Alright, so the next one is a little different. So here, artistically inked, but just the dies. And I die cut this out of Evening Evergreen. I brought the Evening Evergreen card base in. This is a piece of the new In Color Shimmer Vellum in Soft Succulent. I die cut it with the largest of the contour dies, and I also ran it through the Stitch Greenery die. So that gave us this piece, and I am going to use my vellum glue for that. And then this is one piece of one of these card bases. I have other ones we're going to use in the next few cards, so you'll see that. And we're going to actually stamp on here, put this on there. We may bump that up after we get everything else tacked down here. So the first thing is, let me get my vellum glue runner, because I really don't, I want it to stay down better than it is. Kind of curled when I ran it through that leaf embossing folder a little bit. This is the easy runner, and if you don't have this, use your glue dots, but I would suggest putting them just in the corners here, and maybe a couple under where this leaf is going to go. Or in fact, I might do that where the square is going to go. You could put some, because that won't show, and then also some under where this leaf is. And I see I missed a little piece. There we go. Alright, so let's get this down. So we're going to put some over here. I'm going to put one little dot up here. And we can put more over here. And I think just one little dot here. All right, let's see if that'll hold it better. And this is a regular A2 card base in Evening Evergreen. And so you can see it a little bit. It does not show as much as glue dots would, but it does show a bit. I think, let me put it like this and rub it. A little better. Could have used one over here maybe. Let's still curling. I think I need a little bit down here. There we go. Maybe one little dab over here, actually. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to have to tack this down with glue dots, I think. And I'm going to have to be strategic in where I put them. So I'm going to try and put one here, maybe one under here, here, and at the bottom. So I'm going to get my pokey tool. Let me get rid of some of this paper on this. So this is one of the ones I brought in more items than what was in the kit, but I do some more, you'll see, with mostly just items from the kit. It's a combination this time. Oops, let's put one here, a little bit bigger space. And I'm curling them a little bit because I don't want them to stick out, but I do want them to hold. Let's put another one here and one here. So the leaves are going to be a little bit loose. One more down at the very bottom, then we'll have to see. All right, let's try that and see how it goes. There we go. All right, and then let's stamp. We will stamp, I think I just want this to be a thanks. Yeah. This is not sticking here. I'm not sure why that's not sticking. Anyway. There we go. I got it a little bit over one way, but it'll do. Close this up. We're going to glue this onto here, and then we're going to actually, let's glue dot this down. I'm going to use the tape runner thing again, and then we'll bump the thanks up. And I use the vellum glue because I'm going to stick it to vellum, right? Actually, maybe, I don't know if I can, no, we'll put it over top, oops, over top the leaves. I'm going to put that up here in this corner. And then we're going to use our dimensionals and put that onto, I don't know if I like that. I don't want to tear the leaves. Yeah, I think I want them on top. Like that. There we go. Silly me. Alright. And then we'll put this up on the evening evergreen, which was the one piece, actually, that and this label that were part of the kit. And I'm really kind of worried. I am going to put a glue dot down because that tape runner doesn't seem to be holding here. Okay, that's better. Okay, so that's that third card. And the fourth one, I finally brought in designer series paper from the Artistically Expressions in Ink. Expressions in Ink. I didn't use much of this for the alternatives because two reasons. It has evening evergreen, supposedly, but to my eye it has more of the pear pizzazz, the just jade, and the shaded spruce in the greens. Anyway, we are using a label. We are using another part of a card front, which this was a piece of. And we're gonna, and I ran this through the greenery, embossing folder that looks like this. I'll call it Greenery 1. These will work in the mini Stampin' die cut machine. And this is one of the designer papers. You see this green? It really isn't evening evergreen on this particular one anyway. I couldn't really find one that had a lot of it in. So we're just gonna, let's see, I think we're gonna wrap some twine around again. And then we're really just gonna go like this. So let's get the twine wrapped around. I need my seal now. Okay, so let's get our twine wrapped around. And I don't think I'm gonna do it like zigzaggy. I'm just gonna put 3 wraps around and stick it on the back. Cut it off because I have another card I want to do 3 wraps, but I still want to do a bow on here. Now let me just see something. I think we'll go like that and then maybe have a little bow here, something like that. All right, so let's glue this down. And then actually, let's pop this up 1 dimensionals. And I think what we're going to do is sort of offset. I don't want that 1 dimensional right on there, so we're going to go above a little bit. No, we'll move this down a little bit. I kind of want this to be centered. There we go. And I'll put 1 dimensional right here. Okay, so now that. Them all. Yep. All right. Put this on like this. And then we have the stamp on here. We use Evening Evergreen again. And let's see. I guess we're going to do congratulations. And alright, and dimensionals. Now here we're going to have to be careful. Actually, I guess we will put that right above that and maybe put a little bow here. And then we'll put some bling over here. So let's see how far we want that to go over. Maybe about like that. So about where the A is will be glued. And oops, it's sticking to me. And then we'll have 2 dimensionals here and here. Okay. And then let me get the twine. Actually, I think I'm not going to do a bow because I'm going to need the rest of this, I think, for later. And let's get our bling. Now I'm a little bit worried about it being able to stick to this, but we'll see how it goes. put one up there, and then we'll do one right about here. There. And there's card 4. This is a little bit crooked. There we go. Okay, card 4. Now, card 5, I also use designer paper, and the next two, I took another piece of that card base, and I cut it long ways this time. So, and this is the designer paper. It has pale papaya on one side and gold stripes. My original thinking was I was going to leave this and have the gold show. I just didn't like it, but I do like with the gold stripe, and then a piece of the floral, maybe like that, and having this go across. And I think we'll do congratulations again. Let me get this put away for a moment. Well, I should put it back here. All right, so let's stamp first. I don't know, did we have another sentiment that would work on that? I don't think so. Well, thank you. Which, actually, do I want to use, let's use thanks. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to use the twine, at least not for, now we could actually texture this piece too, but I don't think I want to this time. I think there's enough going on. So, and you could actually have this way as well, and then have the thanks going, ooh, like over here. I think I'm going to do that instead, guys. I think I'm going to, because I don't want to texture this, I think I'm going to put the thanks up here and just have this at the bottom, and then maybe a little bow right here. That's a plan. And maybe I'll use, no, I think I'm going to use gold from the Elegant, trim pack, Simply Elegant trim, this gold. Yep, that's what I'll do. All right, so that's the plan. So let's get this glued down. I think I have 3 more green color. Using the green card bases and or the card mats, which we haven't even started to use yet. We're going to glue this down as well. Let me make sure that looks straight, because those lines are not exactly straight on the paper, which throws me off. All right, and now we'll do 3 dimensionals. Now you will, if you use as many dimensionals as I am, you will use up your dimensionals quickly, but I'm okay if I use them up because they came with the kit, and you know, so we're going to put that there, and then we're actually just going to glue this down as well, right about there. Yeah. So again, this is the artistically inked paper. Put it on your wish list because it's not available to order right now, because of COVID and all that jazz. I don't know what's going on, shipping delays, and some of the vendors, ooh, that's not enough, are having trouble getting still raw materials from different places. So it's not that they can't manufacture the stuff, it's that they can't get the materials. All right, let's see, and we'll just put that like right there. So glue dot to put that on as soon as I find them. And that will go right at the top of those leaves, I think is where I want it. And that's card number 5. Okay, and we're going to use another long piece and another piece of the gold paper. No, what's this? Yeah, I cut a strip 4 inches by 5 1/4. Well, actually it was from a long piece. And then I did not texture this either, but what I thought I'd do is bring out this ribbon, which is textured, and it is called Chevron Weave Ribbon, and it's in Evening Evergreen. So this time we're going to make it a vertical card. We're going to put it like this, wrap this around here, and then just have this over here. So this one will say, "You are amazing." The next two will be using the, now I'm going to get actually my Seal Plus because this ribbon is a little bit thicker and the Seal Plus has a better hold. So I'm going to go across the top and maybe even, well, and across the bottom. But in these I just refilled both my Seal and my Seal Plus. I don't want it right in the center. I kind of want it off center. But just something to add tone on tone texture. Another thing you could do, which you'll see in future cards here soon, and let's glue this down, is you could stamp it with the stamp, and we'll be doing that in some future cards here in a moment, so stay with me. So this piece of paper is 4 by 5 1/4 on an early Evening Evergreen card mat. This piece I got 2 of, the last card in this one. This is 1.5 by 5. So the piece we got as a card base was about 3 or 3.5 by 5, and I cut it into 2. Oops. You know, that was silly of me, huh? I didn't put any glue. Now we could bump this up because that thick ribbon is there, but I'm gonna try and put it down with glue. And I might put, I don't know, we'll see. Then this will go up on dimensionals, which is why I wanted to glue the other part down. And then that will actually be it, although we could put some of our, I think what we'll do is we'll get out the in color gemstones for this one. Right about there, maybe. I stamped it a little crooked. I actually think I want to get the Seal Plus, just try and get a little dab of glue under here, just to hold that down. There we go. You could run it all the way down, but it'll hold. Alright, let's get, now I have them out somewhere. I just have to figure out where I have them in my stack of stuff. Here they are. I got them out to use for another card as well. So we're going to use a few of the Evening Evergreen gems. One there, one there, and a small one. Maybe, I can't decide. Right there. Actually, I want a couple more. Not happy with that. I want another one up here. And then maybe one over here. Okay. Alright, so that's card number 6. Pretty easy, right? Alright, so the next one is this piece, and here's another one of the little squares like this one behind the thanks from one of the card bases. This is a piece of my evening evergreen on a soft succulent card base, A2 size. We're going to put this down on here, which is one of the card fronts that came in the kit. Then we're going to use another one of these cut out of evening evergreen, and we're going to do this again up here. So similar to what we did, but not with vellum like this one. Instead of using vellum, we're using one of the card bases that came in the card mats that came in the kit. Now we wouldn't have to use this, but I kind of like that. It makes it pop. So I think again we'll stamp this. I don't think I was using twine on this either, so okay. We could add a pop of the gold again on this one if we wanted to. We'll see. I think we'll just use the bling that came in the kit. Yeah. Pretty good. Alright, and then this one. Originally I was going to put that over further. Now actually I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll pop this up on dimensionals again. And if you don't like the white showing on the sides of these, because these are not color all the way through like this piece is, you could take your evening evergreen Stampin' Right marker and you know, go around it with that. Alright, we're going to put some glue dots on here again. And I'm going to use my take your pick pokey tool thing again. It seemed to work pretty well the last time I did it. So let's see, we'll start here where there's a nice space. Oops. You have to go off the pick though. Sticky dot. There we go. Glue dot. And then we'll do one here. That one didn't curl quite as much. There we go. And then one down, two down here. You could also just put a dab of Dabadoo. There was a product called that in the way back in the like 60s or something. Dabadoo. Maybe it was I think it was either it was some kind of hair product, I think. A little Dabadoo, yeah. Probably for men's it might have been a men's hair product. I can't remember. Little dab'll do ya. And I'm going to actually make this go over a little bit, because now we're going to stamp, and we'll do thanks again. Well, I don't know. Will that fit on here good? Yeah, should, if I get it centered right. Okay. Alright, and then let's use our dimensions again. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these off and use them. Yeah. Okay. And this die is from the Artistically Inked bundle in the new annual catalog. And let's see, do I want to use, I have to clean some of this stuff up off my desk here. Do I want to use the bling in the kit? Yeah, I think I do. Alright, so I just put that away. I shouldn't have. Alright. So we'll just do a spot here, one here, maybe one here. Just use 3. We're conserving. I can always add more later, right? And we have, I'm going to leave this out and we'll use it next because, okay, so that's our 7th card, and our 8th and last green card is this one. It's also using Soft Succulent, my own piece of Evening Evergreen 4 by 5 1/4, and the other one of these card mats. But then we're going to use a piece of that gold and white striped paper I had left. Actually, first we're going to use a square Vellum Doily. They are in the annual catalog also. They're item code 152484. And then we'll make this one a congratulations card, and maybe we will have a little bow on this one as well. Maybe another gold bow. Oh, just close that up. Alright, we're going to stamp congratulations on here again, using the stamps from the kit. I tried to use the stamps only from the kit, at least. I think there's 1 or 2 exceptions at the very end, but I think the sentiments I still did. Alright, so let's assemble this. I'm going to glue this down. So the A2 is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I don't think I made any vertical ones this time, and I didn't make any fancy folds this time because I wanted to keep the cards, you know, something that you might be able to do if you're a beginner card maker, or even if you're a what do they call it? Anyway, like an intermediary level. Okay, now we're going to use a couple glue dots to get this vellum down because it's not a whole piece, and I see some spots, like there's one there we can do. Have to curl it a little bit, and right there, oops, again curl it a little bit. 2 of them won't matter much because they're going to have the gold over them, but 2 will, and I don't know which 2 they'll be. It depends on how I lay it down. We could put one in the middle and not worry about it at all, I think. And the last one we'll put down here. Okay. I'm going to put that like this. This one here is shown. Okay. And then we're going to glue this down on top of that, like that. And then we're going to bump this up again. And have to unbury my dimensionals. And again, I think I'm going to cut some of this off in strips because I can. Both sides. And I might just use a mini right here. That one went a little crooked, didn't it? Let's fix that. There we go. There we go. So So I hope you guys are having a good week. It's a little bit rainy here, so perfect day to stay in and craft. And then I think we're supposed to have some really nice days coming up soon. Now, I think, let's see what I want. Let's use the green. Let's use the gold. Gold's more festive for a congratulations, right? Yeah. Now this is from this Simply Elegant trim out of the, I guess it's Simply Elegant. I don't have that bundle, but I have the trim only from the annual catalog. And I think, yeah, we'll just put it down here. I was going to put it up top, but I think I'll put it under it. And then actually I was thinking we have some gold bling, and we may just pull them out and put them on too, instead of the ones from the kit or the in color. I'm going to trim this down just a tiny bit here. There. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see. I don't know if I have them in my rhinestones or my other gems. Let me check. I think they're in my other gems. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Or you could use the metallic pearls too, but I think these will do better. And these are called gilded gems. That's what I couldn't remember the name of. So we're going to put some of these on, because I just think they'll make it a little nicer. Yeah. And then we'll do one more little one somewhere. I think maybe just right up here, like right there. Okay, that'll do. So that's card number 8. So we have 8 green, just to summarize that. And then we're going to take a little break for you to be seconds and come back and we'll do pink and purple next. Here we go. 5 vertical, well, upright, and 3 horizontal. All right. So, yeah, I just know I have 8. And they're all out of order now. Okay. Let me put them down here, and I'll take a break and be right back.